Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Right here, a 72 Beetle, standard, I think. Pretty sure it's 72. Anyway, it's in here because, well, it had a full restoration done to it. And it's now at the, I don't know, the person who restored the car, from my understanding, person who restored the car, drove it for a bit and then sold it. It still has its last 10% to get squared away. And the new owner of the vehicle is trying to get them remedied. 1776 engine with air conditioning. Here's where I come in. The engine needs a tune. The previous owner disclosed it to the current owner that it could use a tune. It's not really running as good as it should. It did drive here under its own power, and it does idle. Is it to my liking? No. But it's not bad. Doesn't start right up. So you'll see what's going on. But the major concern is the air conditioning. When it comes, if it's on, compressor's spinning, loads the engine. So when you come to a stop, the car wants to die. So you got to keep your foot into it, or on it, keeping it running. I'm hoping an engine tune will solve the AC problem, because this is a 1776 with dual carbs. If that doesn't fix it, I'm gonna have to get crafty. I'm not gonna say my plans. I've done it before. But that's only if, if just syncing the carbs and tuning them correctly doesn't get it to where it's gonna operate correctly. With that said, let me get this thing in the air and join me in the back. There's a real pain in the butt racking this car because where the condensers are. Evaporator condensers. I'll be back. All right, first thing I want to do before I forget or do anything else, I just want to put my bum button on the starter so I can work it from, the backside. Go up more. Owner was also saying something, the condensers are right here. So I don't like racking it on the floor pan or like the pinch welds of the floor pan, but good thing the pans are brand new. Just have a crush risk. Yeah, everything under here is nice. Nice and pretty. What is going on with that starter wire? Weird. Very weird. I've never seen a starter like that. It's a Bosch. It's not like, bad. I need a jumper, because I like to use the key as well. The chair terminals. So I could connect it to the starter and also connect it to the starter wire. I tend to forget they're on there. Doesn't hurt anything. But it does help me if the car ever comes back. I can just plug right into it. It's like a diagnostic port. Yeah, this is a weird starter. Usually the plug-in for the terminal, at least in all my funness of experience, has been on the top in one way or the other. This one's on the bottom. Again, nothing wrong with it. What did I do? Again, nothing wrong with it. I screwed up my clip. It's just weird and different. That should work. Like I said, good enough OE. That's technical terms. Good enough. Oh yeah, no leaks on that valve cover, so that's good. No leaks, nothing fancy under here. Straight up engine. All right, new heater pipes or heater boxes. Let's go now. As first things first, let's get some stuff out of the way. As you can tell, it gets a little cramped on this side of the engine. Don't worry, we'll put it back. Oh, that's gonna suck. Tuning is going to be completely less than ideal. The screw, I'll bring you in to show you. The screw, the idle adjustment screw, or the fuel mixture screw, is right up against the support bar. I don't know if you can see it. Hold on. Move my screen. Support bar, screw. Right here. That is right up against it. I don't know if I could turn it if I wanted to. It's literally digging into the whoa. Other way. It's literally digging into that crossbar. So that's good. That cap fell off again. What holds this thing together? Full disclosure, this is the first system I've worked on. Not air conditioning, but whoever makes this kit. I'm a bit confuffled by it. So what do you do when you've never worked on something? Start immediately taking it apart. Because irregardless, I have to tune this thing. I'll tell you this much, these carbs were the wrong choice. A dual 34 might have been better. Or, 34s. I'm not sure what these are yet. I think they're Solexes. Cardons, maybe? I think they're Cardons. Cardons, whatever. They might have been a better choice for this. Because the adjustment screw's on the other side. I'm going to turn that fan around. It's working, just I'm too fat. Now, one good thing is the air conditioning does work in this car. I mean, it's a new system. I'm not saying that means it should work, but it is a new system in here. Can I do anything with this? This bar is all sorts of just wedged. It's on top of the, if you saw it in the video, just go back to where I was showing. It's threading the needle between the bottom of the carb base, the spacer, and everything. Like, it is not happy in this position. So what do you do? Let's take more shit apart. Where the hell are you coming from? There's that. I swear I saw it come down through here. Hey, Benco transmission. I like those guys. I've used them. Lines. It looked like it went through the freaking heat shield. But now I don't see it. Oh, hell. Oh, there it is. It does. What the hell is that? What is it attaching to? Oh, it attaches to the top exhaust stud, which is not tight. Okay. Top exhaust stud, backside. Roger. One of the more fun ones to get to. What I need to do, or want to do right now, is try to get this off. Because it's one of those extended studs. There's just so much crap in here in the way. Yeah, one of these guys is barely tight. Now, how does that, can that come forward? Well, it's off. All right, all I needed was to gain access. Like I said, to this carb adjuster. I now have some room to breathe and see what I'm doing. Adjusting is going to be a pain, but I at least can do things. Fancy. This adjuster's going to suck. Will that one even move? I'm worried that I was pinned so hard that I may have a problem actually adjusting this thing. Nope. It's not happy about it, but I can at least get on it. I get the throttles, stuff like that. All right. Slowly but surely, we're making progress. Air filter. I hate when people do this. Just let them breathe out the bottom, guys. Because now you're ingesting oil. Discussion for another topic of another day. But personally, not a fan of running the PCV into the engine. If you watch any of my videos, I don't do it. Sink tool, snail. One snail. All right, let's crank this thing over. Timing light. Go through mostly all the bases. Coconut water, it's delicious. Go through all these bases, see what we're running at. Find my timing light. Where the hell did I put it? So far, I've spent, I don't know, probably 5 minutes looking for my timing light. Found it. I forgot. It's gonna suck. I forgot when I was driving my car, I wanted to check my timing and carb sync. And well, kind of left it up here and put it in the sky. So timing light check. Let me put that away again and I'll be right back. All right, timing light successfully retrieved. Figure out what wire is going where. That should be one. Whatever. Power. Ground. 12.7. We'll see how far the sync is. See how far the timing is. Get it in because that distributor is telling me either the drive is in incorrectly or sorry, brain. Either the drive is incorrectly or we're too far advanced. Retarded. We're too far in a direction I don't want it to be. And this thing is super tight. All right, I can move it. It's key on. See what this thing does. Under. Oh, jeez, think skinny. Under. Key on. Key on. Jeez. It's like a freaking jungle gym. All right, throttle. One hand. Key switch, bump button, starter. Didn't like that one. Yeah, it's running wrong. I didn't even move it that much. What's up, boss man? Funny enough, the owner just called about the car and asked update. Well, gave him one. Again, nothing wrong so far, just nothing how I like it. Hopefully that distributor will turn easier now. It smells super rich. Fuel's not dripping in. We have a... I think that's a 100 mean. Is that jet up? No, that's down. Something's just off. All right, that's actual proper, that's proper timing, or where I set them. I just need to idle some. It just dies. They're about sunk. Timing's right. Accumulate. Where I can't get my tool on it. Then we're right about 9. Timing's good. We're idling 9-ish. Maybe there's not a vacuum leak. I might have been spraying in a weird spot. Trying to get to that side's a pain in the butt. My screen's dying. Let us back. Like, there's no good way to get to it. I have a super long screwdriver. I might be able to do it. This cardboard's going to be a problem. It keeps sucking in onto that carburetor. Alright, I'm going to kick on the air conditioning. I'm disconnecting it because I want control over the compressor clutch. All right, just with the fans kicking on, we lost about 500 RPM or 100 RPM. Clutch engage. Yeah. 600. And you can tell, I don't know how well it's picking up. It's not happy. Yeah, just having that blower motor on is killing some RPM. Oh, let's turn that blower motor back off. We're back to about where I set it. All right. Let me lower this and see how it hot fires. All right. See what a hot fire does. All right, at least I know the engine's tuned. All right, guys. Door seals, brand new. All right. It's tuned all right now. As far as engine will start, it'll run. I don't know what cold start will do, but I'm hoping it picked up in the audio. I don't know how much of it I've heard or had in here. As soon as that blower motor kicked on, we lost 100 RPM. It's just strictly the blower, the fans, and the blower load on the alternator, which, to be expected, that's a lot more than I was actually expecting. I was expecting like maybe a 50 drop. No, it was 150 drop. 125, 150 drop. And that was just power load. When the compressor kicked on, we went from 850 to 650, so we lost another 2. So running the air conditioning, we're losing 300 RPM. Problem is, I can't make up the 300 RPM, so I'm gonna have to cheat it somehow. I have to think a bit, then I'll get back to you. But it's gonna involve some science, some non-science, and some stuff I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. Because I have to get semi-crafty. All right, real quick, these carbs are, I don't want to say like loose, but they're not as tight as I would want them to be. How about this side? This is just grand. Great, some would say. Because I can't get nothing on there. Can I get an S wrench? Sincerely doubt it. This is all the fun video I like to cut out of me completely struggling, trying to get wrenches on things. Oh, I got them tighter. Unfortunately, this is just a pain in the butt. This compressor makes life so much harder because it's exactly where you don't want it to be. So, got that going for me. That one's like, that one's super tight. I might have to modify a wrench to try to get on there. Nope. I don't know if this one's short enough. But we do have modified wrenches if you watch this channel for dumb things like this. All right. Let me go back to brain thinking of how I'm going to make this thing functional like a normal-ish vehicle. Because I can't do a idle kick-up, unfortunately. As much as I would love to, I just can't. So I'm not really sure yet. Let's try hot start again. runs good. So we got that going for us. It just can't air condition. New seals. All right, let me take a little bit of time to mold this over and I'll be right back. I gotta figure out how to make, well, this thing idle. Yep, that's where I'm at. All right, guys, as always, developments happened. The next day, by the way. I'm working on an idea. Still in the think process. But anywho, gonna crank this thing over because it was sitting for a while last night. And well, it ran, I don't know if it was in tuning it, but it just conked out. Let me change the battery. All right, as I was saying, it just conked out. Did a sparker check and the spark's erratic. So I'm curious, it sat all night after that happened because I just didn't want to deal with it. I'm curious if it'll fire and do the same symptoms because, like I said, I checked spark and, well, it was erratic and it should be hitting crazily, especially off of, you know, directly out of the coil. So key on, I plugged the coil back in. We'll see how it starts. If it's, I'm thinking the ignition is not the greatest. Fires right up. Yep, dies. It just dies. Yeah, it's just conking out. So I'm not going to say that's confirming absolutely my suspicion, but it's pretty much confirming my suspicion that the electronics in this thing are not electronic and good. They're not cooperating. It isn't. So that was a boom cold start. If anything, that should have gave it the, you know, best opportunity to run. And well, it did not. So rip out this ignition, put it in another ignition. Pertronics. Get out. The block's in one piece. Typically, like, the bottoms fall out of the cheaper ones. Not the case here. But it no worky. And that is bad. I'm not going to say this is going to fix the like idling issues, but what the hell is going on? Oh, is this a Pertronic distributor? If that's the case, I think we're going to have a problem getting this plate out. change this out. Put that down. Just wire this. Negative. Positive's back here somewhere. Cap. All right, everything's in. Let's see if this thing fires. And idles now. Hopefully. Ugh. And then we can go, all right, then I can continue if this fixes it. Continuing what I was doing. She's flooded. What is going on? Way flooded. Something is not happy. It's almost like the floats are sticking. All right, guys. Whew. It's getting hotter and warmer by the minute. I did the dummery up top that I think is going to possibly work. I'll show that in a minute or 7. But first, let me check these valves. The way those things are farting, I'm hoping they're out of adjustment. Because I don't know, the timing's right on, unless it's way off now because that electronic was giving me a false reading, but it really shouldn't. But it's popping like it's too far advanced. It's hitting before the stroke is shut. This was cold, but with that said, I'm TDC'd 1. Let's see what we got. Scat valves. Stuck scat valve covers. That'll work. Whoop. You come back. Looking chrome moly. Got it. I think you're replacing gaskets. The other one didn't want to drop. And if you guys don't think your mechanics drop things, they're lying. Get rid of that gasket. All right, let's check this thing. Yeah, they look chrome moly. So it should be 0 lash. And it is. Yep, it's 0, but it is a super, super tight 0. Exhaust 4 is about what I like to feel. The rest of them are just on there. I think I say this in my videos. When I work with chromoly push rods, they call for 0 lash. That's true. I like to have like a little wiggle, because you end up with scenarios like this. Also, where's my funny wrench? Probably on this table of wonderment somewhere. Tuning shouldn't be that big of an issue, just due to the fact that it was running. Make sure you take that off. I shouldn't have to tune on this anymore, but I'm happy I didn't like put anything away. What are you doing? Like, I'm slightly baffled. That hit like it was too far advanced. That's an advance hit. Why would it be doing it? That is now my new question. I have a wrench with a 10 on it. Is that it? Nope, that's crow's foot. There it is. Yeah, that stop hit like it was too far advanced. Something's up with this thing. I'm honestly genuinely confused. Because, well, it rained last night. We changed out the ignition. The ignition's working. Coil's not super hot. But it just dies. The carbs look like crap, but I mean, that wouldn't be what I'm fighting. Wish there was a way I could tune this damn thing. Doesn't seem like it needs the fuel, but hell. Gonna lie, I'm getting a bit frustrated, mainly because these rods for the carb linkage are all the way in, both sides. I cannot get this carb to adjust in. It seemed like it was breathing fine yesterday, but it is just, I just can't suck this rod in anymore. Which translates to, I have too much pulling on the driver's side or the passenger side, driver's side. See if what little I got out of it will do anything. Passenger side's fine. Driver's side's the issue right now. I think we have a sticky valve. Because my gauge is doing this. Steady on this side, flickering like crazy on the other. And we're back to a vacuum leak. That side's good. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120 Yeah, we got probably wallabies. That's why it's not effective. Vacuum leak. All right. All right, guys, I'm shutting down for right now. I gotta get a hold of the owner because that vacuum leak is severe. As you can tell, when I cover the carb, the engine revs up. It's getting too much air into the system, hence why I can't balance that carb because, well, it's just drawing past the throttle blade. So it wouldn't be such a big deal if it was the passenger side, but because it's the driver's side and there's an AC unit on it, it's not really looking good because there's no easy access to just get that carburetor off. I have to remove the system. I've already stripped down more of this car than I wanted to for an engine tune, but I mean, like I said, it's going to be the option. The car runs, it drives. It's no worse than it was. It's actually probably a little bit better. But I want to see what he wants to do because, yeah, without fixing that leak and it's pulling everything off, hopefully I don't have to get into the head as far as getting that plate off or the intake off. But, yeah, it's bad. And I guarantee it was all due. A lot of it was due to this rod. But to get to the carb, because of this stupid rod that doesn't come out of the way, I have to remove the exhaust. So I can slide that back to get to that damn thing. I can work around with probably having the compressor on to get the thing off. Maybe. But the exhaust has to come off. Always the nice ones, guys. Always the nice ones. Real quick, I'm doing a side quest right now. I already closed out this video, but with that being said, this will be before the closeout of the video. I just realized, I've been under here, it's probably in the videos, it has no lower trays. The diverter trays, if you will. So, temp can start to maybe be an issue because it's blowing down. You kind of want all the trays. Bajas are different, but yeah, I mean, you can tell these are just bent up. But anyway, I'll bring that to his discretion. I can put them on whenever. I mean, hell, even my Gia has them. But with that said, and yeah, I went out and found those or bought new ones. Anyway, I close out this video. I'm doing a side quest right now, what I like to call it, to maybe get this thing running better. Because I hate failure. And I consider, like I said, I'm waiting on an answer, but I consider a non-running car in my shop, or a non-running good car in my shop, a failure. A not good running car. This one has an exhaust leak. So, with that said, listen to me close this one out. Next video will have updates. Alright guys, anticlimactic, I guess, finish to this episode, part 1. There will be a part 2. Still waiting to hear from the owner on what direction we're going to head with this, because, well, it's a lot worse than what I originally thought. This side, like I said, passenger side's dialed, or dialed enough. Driver side needs a lot of help. The gaskets are shot, so, I mean, I got a vacuum leak I can't get rid of. I tried tightening the best I can, but the problem being is this thing. It's in the way of anything simple. Tightening, adjusting, so on and so forth. I'm going to probably do a little bit of off-camera progress, not going to lie, and disconnect some things and try to gain access to that carb. But I need to know what direction he wants to go. Ideally, I would much rather see like a single 40 on this versus the duals, just for easy tuning or easier tuning, and not running into this, because these carbs are really not a good, say, option for this setup. A twin 40 would have been a good option, to be honest with you. There's plenty of room to actually put it in, or there would have been plenty of room to put it in if you were planning on it to begin with, because these hoses now are in the way of that. I'm going to pitch the idea anyway, but a single 40 would really be ideal. Yes, it's a little bit of a cop-out, but also down the road, it's going to be better as far as serviceability and so on and so forth. Because right now, even if I have to do a plug change, it'll get expensive. Or if anyone is going to have to do it, because that. Again, I'm not done with it. I need to know if we have options to go to get this where I feel it's going to be a lot more reliable and tunable. Because with these air leaks, it's not good. I showed you, I'm pretty sure I haven't edited this, but I'm pretty sure I showed you this rod is pressed up against that carburetor. It's just right in line. So tuning it, it's a one and done, and you can't tune between that. I looked at the website who makes this carb or makes this system. They don't even show this on their 40s. So that might be going away, just in general. Because they have a picture of dual 40s on their website. They don't have that rod on there. So that actually might go away. I'm not sure yet. But like I said, I'm waiting on a response. And I'm also hoping that, well, with twins, it's not going to need some form of disconnect. Because, well, if you've seen the videos, I did make something to work. It should be able to handle the compressor, no problem. If the engine's running correctly, not if it's running off of one side. This is a long rant, I know, but like I said, waiting on a response to see what direction we're heading. With that said, it will leave, I will have an update regardless of part 2 of what we're doing or whatnot. It will leave running better than it did. So I'm not, I don't know. I don't want to call this a fail episode. It's just, well, it's the nature of beast working on these things. You never know what you're getting into, especially if you've never worked on it or built it. So with that said, let me close out this episode. If you like this episode, however it came out, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. If you do, I promise you we will chit chat. As always, thanks for watching. Hopefully, see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.